Hello Libra, welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Princess of Cups, you're someone with a vivid imagination. I think that lately you've been having more vivid dreams. I think that you've been having more fantasies, more desires. I feel like suddenly there's this feeling of wanting something, needing something in your life. Yeah. To me, this is a feeling of kind of like getting the magic back in life, right? We're finding the extra in the ordinary. We're looking for the magic in the mundane. Right? Where is all the luster? Where is all the holiness? Right? Where is the vivid life? You know? So I think that you're somebody who is trying to follow the signs and symbols and synchronicities. Right? You're trying to discover almost the hidden reality of your life, you know? But I also think that you're having some new feelings. You're starting to desire something, right? Now, is this something different? Is this something sort of unknown? Is this kind of a new feeling? Let's find out, okay? Let's put this card into some context. This card is about trying to gratify a desire. We're trying to materialize a dream, right? Let's see what else we got. Oh, we've got this. We've got clarity. We've got success. We got that Sun card. That's beautiful. We got Two of Wands, Six of Pentacles, the Death card, and Eight of Cups. Interesting. Okay, I think the Eight of Cups is partly, when we shine the light of the sun, the light of our consciousness, of our illuminated consciousness, onto our lives. I think we'll see some things that are working very well, some things that are not working so well, okay? It's kind of like we see something in the past that was very good, and, well, we want that again. So we're going to have to do something moving forward. There might be some sort of a change needed, okay? This is interesting energy. If there is, Libra, anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, let's finish up our cards. Path of the Serpent. We have a Knight of Wands. We have a Ten of Wands. We've got a Seven of Wands and a Three of Pentacles. Interesting here. Okay. I think that something is kind of taking you by surprise here. Okay. I think that there is the new feeling that you're getting, this illumination, right, that's happening over your emotions, over your dreams, I think is kind of making you realize that maybe you don't feel the same way about something that you once did. You know, I feel this is the very center of the table today. This is right here in the middle, right? This is what it's all about. Everything else is swirling around this card. This is the galactic center. This is the axle of the wheel, right? And this is a card of saying, look, I'm not getting my needs met. My glass is only half full or half empty. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. It's still only half. You know, you got a whole liter jug. You only got 500 mils in there. I don't care which part of it you're really looking at. That's the fact, right? So I kind of feel like there's this, I feel like there's a moment of clarity happening in your life right now, where you realize what's missing from your life and what you need to do to achieve that, to fulfill that, to find that, to create that, to fill this glass back up to the top, right? This is what it's all about. And this is the effort that you're willing to put into it. This is kind of like your discovery of your purpose. You're having this moment of clarity where you realize there's things in life that you don't like anymore. There are things that you wish were here but aren't here. You want to fill up the other half of that glass, right? I think this is going to be a pivotal moment for you. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here. We'll put Simon Mork Ripley, alien Simon Mork Ripley, right there on top. And now we're not going to look at that card until the end, but it will tie everything together. And it will give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. All right. Let's look around the room. We have interesting major arcana energies. We have the Death card and the Sun card. In some ways, this is a very castaneda idea of using our own death, using the realization that we are a mortal being, right, as an advisor, as a way to achieve clarity. The Death card and the Sun card, it's kind of, this is sort of a rebirth energy. It's not death. It's not really saying that that we've been contemplating our own demise. I mean, maybe we have. It's a useful meditative kind of tool, I guess. But I feel like this is you really being reborn in the sense of not wasting time, right? Both of these cards suggest time, right? The sun is that by which we very, very often measure time, right? And of course, the Death card is the slow, steady march of time. We can't stop time. We can't turn back the clock. We can't get back something that we had once before. All we can do is deal with what we have now and which direction we want our life to go. Because this train is always moving forward. All we can do is, maybe we could slow it down, maybe we could speed it up, but really, we could switch tracks. We can enjoy the ride, So sometimes using our own death as our advisor makes us think there's no sense in feeling despair or anxiety. There's no sense in this Eight of Cups, this feeling of, hopelessness, right? We're recognizing the futility of hopelessness. Okay? If your death is always stalking you, it sort of gives us a little bit of pep in our step. Look how much fire we have, right? It gives us, I think it's pretty cliche, right? That, there's no sense, being locked in by despair or hopelessness because we're all going to die someday. We might as well enjoy today like it's our last day, right? But I think sometimes that phrase or that sentiment gives people the license to do whatever they want that feels good in the moment with no regard for tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We got to live our life for today, so I'm just going to do whatever I want today because there'll be no consequences, right? Well, there very often are consequences, right? So it's not quite that sentiment. But it is the sentiment that says, I'm done wasting any more of my time doing things I don't want to do, pursuing a life I don't really want to pursue, having relationships I don't really want to have, and being in this glass half empty sort of state of being. I'm done. I can't take back anything that I've done. I can't get back those wasted years of my life. What I can do is have this clarity and have this rebirth and this reawakening right here, right now, today. Achieving this enlightenment that says I'm going to make every minute count. Count towards something, right? And very, very frequently we get this Princess of Cups, and we start thinking that this is just immediate gratifications. I have desires right now, and I'm just going to I'm going to live in the moment, man. I'm going to be free. Whatever appetite I have, I'm going to satisfy it in the moment, because there is no tomorrow. There's no yesterday. There's no tomorrow. There's only right now. I'm going to fulfill all my desires, right? Well, that's not quite it, is it? Because this card is more about these an intentional living. It's about these deeper dreams, not just the surface level desires that we want to gratify. Yeah. And we see that with the Sun card. Because the Sun card gives us clarity not only over the present moment, but of our entire history and our future. You can see it all, right? The Sun can see all across the land, can see everything. So you understand the importance of the past, and you understand the consequences and the sort of potential futures that could be. So that gives us sort of this perspective on what we need to pursue right now in this moment. You know, we can't get back our previous glory, nor should we accept any kind of losses in the future. Nor should we accept any sort of state of hopelessness. Okay? This is not really a future state that we're destined to have. I think the Sun is letting us know that if we continue to perhaps acquiesce, relinquish our autonomy, yield to every other force in the universe, if we fail to fight for our own future, then yeah, we will be in this state of despair, of hopelessness, of feeling as if the water energy is draining away from our life, that this is the dream slipping through your fingers like grains of sand, right? We don't want that. What we want is success. What we want is for it to work. We want to, we want the success that the Sun card is representing. The Sun is health and wealth and pride, right? This is the absolute fulfillment of your desires, of your dreams, of your aspirations, hopes, and wishes, right? So we've got our major arcana. We have fire, 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 fire. We've got a little bit of water here. We don't have any swords cards. Okay? And then we've got, of course, earth energy here and earth energy here. Yeah. I think that with the Six of Pentacles in the background, there was a moment in your life where you felt everything was flowing, everything was in harmony. This is kind of like a good thing, It's working. Everybody's cooperating. This is good, right? It seems like it should be good. But why then are we running into this Eight of Cups, this feeling of, the future may not feel so great? I might need some clarity here. I think there's some aspect of this, that it may seem good on paper. It may seem good in terms of the paper, the money, right? But there's something missing there. And I feel like this is kind of saying, I'm not willing to be part of this group. I'm not willing to accept this as my life if it's not fulfilling me in any other way. Yeah, there may be harmony here. There may be cooperation. This may be a kind of a well-paying job, right? But if it is destroying you emotionally, or if it is crushing your dreams, or if it is taking away every ounce of vitality that you have, I feel like you're looking at the future here and you're thinking, I'm not going to like this in a month or a year or even in a week from now. I'm not going to be feeling this so much. Okay? And I don't think you saw this coming. I think when we get that Six of Pentacles, we think, yeah, this is success. Everything is kosher. Everything is in harmony. There's resonance here. This is material success. But what about the emotional, the spiritual, the creative success? I think you're realizing that this situation does not have what you need. And I think it's coming as a shock, because this is a lot of effort on your part. Yeah, this is something that's taking all of your vital energy to maintain this, but you don't see it really doing anything for you personally, emotionally, creatively. You feel like your dreams are slipping away from you. It might be time for that clarity to say, hey, death is my advisor. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. Maybe the two is that crossroads. Maybe the two is saying, hey, we need to put a stop to something. We need to kind of stop the presses. I need to think about this. There's no swords cards here. I think this is all right now. It's kind of a shock. It's kind of just a feeling. It's like a cognitive dissonance. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like the world comes to a screeching halt and it's just like, wait a minute. I'm feeling something different here. What is this? I better get some clarity. And with that clarity, with this moment of enlightenment, understanding what it is that you're feeling inside, right? That's sort of giving you, I got a bad feeling about this, right? Then we can get some swords cards in here. Then we can start making a plan about what we really want to do, how we need to change things, right? The two is sometimes a battle of wills, right? It's kind of, in some cases, this is happening inside of us. We're being pulled in two different directions, okay? Or it's really our inability to implement our will. You know what life you want, but there's some kind of blockage. For whatever reason, this is an inability for you to assert yourself. Okay? It feels as if there's a growing awareness inside of you that the longer you stay here, the more difficult it's going to be for you to get out of it. And this could be a relationship, it could be a workplace thing, it could be a career choice, it could be a college like kind of track, a university, some kind of educational track, whatever it is. Whatever group this is, whatever association you have here, whatever you sort of belong to, right? It feels as if you're kind of like, it's weird. It's almost like you almost feel like you can't say no. You almost feel that you can't get out of it, right? Well, what we see on the path of the serpent is a lot of fire energy, and indeed you can. You can get out of it. But I think right now that Two of Wands is really just kind of, we're like, stop the train. That suddenly there's someone flagging the train to a stop, and the train is coming to a screeching halt. And it's just like, wait a minute, I think I want to get off this train. It's like you pulled when the trains or in the light rails, they have that little rope. You pull the rope and it signals the driver to stop, or it's the emergency brake. Yeah. I feel like we're kind of hitting that emergency brake, and it's coming to a screeching halt, and we're just like, okay, something's going on here. I'm feeling something. I don't think we've really intellectualized it yet. I don't think we've been able to articulate it. Because, again, no swords cards here, right? But there's some spiritual energy that's prompting us to say, no, wait a minute, something's telling me I got to get off the train. And I can't really explain it. I don't know how to talk about it, but it's something, right? And I think that it's this death card up here. It's the idea of, wait a minute, I don't think I like where this train is going. I don't think this is something I want to commit my life to, right? Because as you look into the future, you're seeing that Eight of Cups in it. Wait, that's not what we want, right? That's not what we want. So the death card becomes this process of transformation. It is a card of rebirth. It's a card of saying, hey, look, any moment we can start our lives over again. Any moment we can become someone different. We can erase our personal history. We can go where nobody knows us, where we're not, we're not tied to our past. You can change the course of your train. Okay? You are not stuck or tied down anywhere. Any moment, it takes effort and work. Sure, we see that over here with this fire energy. Any moment, you can be reborn. You can reinvent yourself. You can recreate yourself any moment. Right? Especially if death is our advisor, and we know that death is only, let's say, 2 feet behind us, right? I'm trying to remember my castaneda. 2 feet behind us, always stalking us. So we better, and we know death is coming. Death is going to catch up to all of us, right? So we better make the most of what we have. Yeah. And, well, why don't we just count our blessings? Why don't we just say, hey, I'm lucky to have this, so I'm just going to stay here and have this? Because what if we make a big change, and what if we still end up with our 8 of Cups? What if I stop the train, I get off the train, I get on another bus, or I get on a Greyhound or something, and I still end up in the 8 of Cups? Well, I'd rather try and fail than not try at all, right? Because if you continue to do what you've been doing, I think you're destined for this. This is going to be a guarantee. We know this train is going here. All right? You pulled that emergency brake for a reason. So now you have to take your chances somewhere else. And yeah, maybe it's not going to be any better, but hey, at least you explored that. You know? It's kind of like the path of not here. You know, I don't know which train I need to get on. I don't know where I'm going, but I know that this is not the right train. And it may look like the right train. It may seem like this was really shiny, really perfect, really harmonious. Okay? And maybe it was at one time. This was it. This was everything. And it's okay if over time you're starting to realize now with that Princess of Cups that this isn't everything anymore. At one time, this satisfied me, but now it doesn't satisfy me. Now maybe we've outgrown this. Maybe your desires, your dreams, your aspirations are so much bigger than this that this isn't cutting it anymore. That's okay. All right. So, the 8 of Cups. It doesn't matter how you look at it. We could count our blessings and say, oh, my glass is half full. I should be happy that I've got 500 mils of water in here. You know? And we can certainly look at it that way. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Let's look at it both ways. We're happy that we've had what we had. We're lucky to have the 6 of Pentacles. It's great, right? At the same time, I also know that I have capacity for another 500 mils of water. I got my liter, thermos here. So why would I not use what I have to go see if I could get a full measure? Either way, it's a half measure of life, and we don't need to accept that. We can be appreciative. I'm very happy to have a half measure. I also want to go out and get my full measure. I want to at least try. Try and fail. It doesn't matter, right? There's no sense accepting or acquiescing to this kind of energy, whether it's a hopeless energy or a loss of interest or a feeling as if your dreams are sort of disintegrating and floating away in the breeze, right? Death is always behind you, always stalking you. We better get moving, right? Otherwise, I think you can see where this current train is going. You have the clarity of this solar energy. You can trace any particular idea to its necessary end. And you can think, okay, this train, I can see where that ray of light is going, and it's showing me the 8 of Cups. Okay? And maybe we have a lot of other rays of sunshine that we could follow. And maybe we don't know which one is really going to be the best, or which one we'll like the most, or which one is more likely to succeed. But we know that this is not the right one. I'm kind of seeing like a train depot, where it's just like there's the central hub and there's just thousands of tracks that sort of branch off in every direction. And there's all sorts of destinations. There are all sorts of paths. And I could spend a lot of time figuring out what each one might be and thinking about it and feeling it out and trying to get that vision of where it might end up, which one I might like better. We could, yeah. But that death card gives us a little bit of a sense of urgency, right? So I just know that I can't stay here. And I've got to keep moving. So maybe I'll just jump on another train, see where it takes me. If that's not it, I'll get off that one too. I know that this is not the right one. And that might be all we know at this moment, because we feel that, oh, I'm getting that, nope, stop the train. I got to get off of this one, right? It's like Michael Scott in The Office when they're on that bus to Mexico. They get a few miles down the road and he's like, oh gosh, you let me off. I got to get off the bus right now, right? Hilarious episode. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. It supports the channel, and I really do appreciate that. All right. We start with this sense of urgency. We start with the Knight of Wands. This is fire on fire. This is Aries energy. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac, right? It's the first sign in the wheel of the zodiac. It is the sort of the very first impulse towards something, the very first rush. This is literally us pulling the emergency brake, having this kind of panic moment, and then jumping onto another train. Not even really thinking ahead, just sort of jumping off onto some other path. Okay. And this is kind of that energy. We feel this panic. We just feel like, I got to get off this train anywhere but here. This is the path of not here, right? Anywhere but here is the energy. And of course, we don't want to be reckless or careless. We want to be able to think things through. We want to be able to sort of plan what our next move is going to be and make a good decision about what we want to do to move from here. But we can't help that feeling of kind of panic. Yeah. Because you're somebody that likes to be well thought out. You like to have the plan. But right now, this is like, I don't care, plan or no plan. I just need to get off the train. Anywhere but here. Right? Now, the 10, the 10 of Wands in your environment, okay? What's maybe perhaps one of the reasons why this isn't working out so well? Okay? It could be that there is a very, very major imbalance in this. It looks harmonious. It looks nice. It looks perfect, right? But maybe that's because of you. Maybe you're the only thing that's really holding this thing together, and all the weight is on your shoulders. Okay? Now, this could be a relationship. This could be a work thing. This could be life in general. Feels like everything is your responsibility, and if you don't do it, it's not going to get done. It's a relationship where you're the one that has to put in all the effort, and the other person, it's like if you stopped calling them, would they call you? This is supposed to be a partnership. But what it ends up being is you're taking all the responsibility, you're taking all the risk, you're putting in all the effort. And I think that's part of this sudden, got to hit the brakes on this one. Because this is not satisfying to you. It's not reciprocated, right? It's not fulfilling your desires. It's not making you feel good, right? So what is the benefit of this? Why are we staying here? Okay, and maybe that's part of the air energy, the swords that we don't have. We don't know why. I don't know why I stay in this relationship if you're the one that is always putting forth the effort and the other person does not sort of return that energy in any way. Yeah. It's like you have a partner in school and you're supposed to do a project together. You're the one that did everything. They didn't do anything, but yet they got the A too. Doesn't seem fair, right? But you did it anyway because, well, you want the A. Well, what if you're realizing that I don't give a shit about that A? Pardon my language. I'd rather not turn in the project just to prove a point. I'd rather get out of this and just do it independently. You're not required to pull everybody else along. I mean, it's kind of like you're one of these, you see these things on YouTube or something, someone like this pulling a train, like those strongman kind of things, got the rope in his teeth and he's pulling a train along the track. That's what this card feels like. It feels like you're the one that is doing everything in this situation. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a work thing, I don't know. Okay. So this feels like a major factor. Okay. Especially if you don't care about it, if it's not actually satisfying you, if you don't find that much meaning in it anyway, then why would you continue to do that? It's kind of like, I'd rather just take the fail or take the incomplete. I'm not going to turn anything in. I want to go do something else. I'm not even enrolled in this class, that sort of thing. So, that's in the position of your relationship with this thing, whether this is a group of people or one particular person. Yeah. And we have our Seven of Wands here too at the position of the obstacle or the difficulty, because rather than it being 2 against the world, now it becomes 1 against the world, right? It should have been 2 against the world, but really it's always been 1 against the world, and you've just been dragging somebody else behind you, carrying all this burden. The weight has always been on your shoulders, okay? But you've been carrying somebody else along too. Now, that's a very wonderful quality. You should be applauded for that. Okay? Nobody left behind kind of thing. You'll take on all that extra burden. You'll pick up the slack so that everybody can succeed. That's the kind of person you are. But there's something about this particular case where you're saying, stop the train. Hit the brakes. I'm out. Okay? And maybe it's been going on too long. Maybe there's this feeling of really being underappreciated, taken for granted. Maybe it's kind of a manipulation. Maybe it's somebody saying, oh, I can't do it. Can you please help me? And you help them. And then behind your back, they're saying, oh gosh, look at that. I don't have to do anything. Libra's doing all the work. Isn't this awesome? It's like that person that is, they're sick. And so you're sort of nursing them back to health, while they're sick. And then they just keep, oh, I'm still sick. I still need you to wash my clothes and cook my meals. Maybe they've been well for weeks, but they like the service. It's really that kind of manipulation or really seriously being taken for granted. Okay? So the energy, the obstacle here is for you to realize that you've been alone this whole time. No one has been there helping you. Okay? And I think that this is kind of a shock, We didn't really see this kind. Maybe you're really overhearing somebody saying, oh, yeah, I've been well for weeks now, but Libra keeps, bringing me my supper, so, I'm just going to milk it for a few more days. You hear something like that, and it's really devastating. It's a shock, It's like, wow, like I thought I was just helping somebody out and it was okay, but now it's just like your heart just sinks to the floor. But then you start to get kind of pissed off and you hit the brakes on something real quick. And that's the difficult thing, is realizing that, wow, yeah, I've been doing all this work myself, and other people have been sort of clinging to your pants, or you're hanging onto your legs, right? And you've been just dragging them forward like you would do with kids or something, And it's like if you could shake off that extra weight, and you could really make some progress here. You could really be pursuing your dreams. You could be doing something that really meant something to you. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's a waste of time, Libra. I hate to say anything's a waste of time, right? But I feel as if you're realizing that your time could have been better spent doing something that really meant something to you. Because maybe you thought you were doing something meaningful, but then you overhear that conversation, and that is taken away from you. Now you realize that this was all kind of a waste, right? And again, I don't use that phrase often, and I don't take it lightly. The final card we see is a 3 of Pentacles. Work. Busting your butt, right? Getting stuff done. Once we accept the 7 of Wands, and see, the 7 of Wands is also sort of talking about somebody that might be, this is kind of, in a way, the invalid, right? This is somebody who is just not capable of doing it themselves. And so then you come in and you're going to do it together. You're going to help this person. Well, they're just kind of, they're taking advantage of you. Okay. So this is a card of a lot of effort being put into something. And if you put all of this effort into something that has meaning for you, something that is for your spiritual destiny, for your deepest aspirations, and you're manifesting your dream, then this fire and earth combination becomes very, very productive. Okay? Now, anything that's been interfering with your work, with your goals, is going to be gone, right? Anything that doesn't need to be there, anything that's slowing down your progress, you're getting rid of that stuff. You know? It's like your bicycle tire has a bunch of sticks and leaves and things and a bunch of tree branches stuck to it and everything. And you're not going to ride it that way. You're going to get rid of all that stuff so that you can progress forward a little bit easier. It's taking a lot of the weight off of you, makes you feel like you're moving faster, and you are. So the 3 of Pentacles becomes you getting back to work, feeling as if you're on the right path, you've got the right direction. Okay? And maybe we're exploring different train tracks here. Maybe we still don't exactly know which one we want to jump onto. But we know it's going to be an easier time. And it's kind of like any path is better than the one you're on. I feel that there's an independence here. Yeah, a self-reliance. Let's look at our mystery card. Okay, I want to see some benefits to this. I want to see some very good water energy. Or at least some swords cards. At least maybe a 6 of swords, right? That'd be perfect. Shows that we're following the path with heart. We're keeping our mind sharp. We're keeping our concerns and our questions with us. Right? Keeping our swords with us, but the swords aren't driving the boat. I don't think we need more fire energy. Maybe we need the Justice card, your power card, right? Let's see what we have. 3 of Cups. Oh yeah, that's nice. Especially when we have a 3 of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. I'm looking at all these wands. I was looking for the 3 of Wands, but 3 of Pentacles, resulting in the 3 of Cups. You're doing work now that brings you joy and celebration and satisfaction, feeling as if you're having these peak experiences, feeling as if you are dreaming the dream that your life is blessed. Right? So let's leave all that nonsense behind us. Leave it in the rearview mirror. Don't despair over it. You dodged a bullet here. You're getting back to joy. You're getting back to abundance. You're succeeding. You're having these profound moments in your life. Right? You're having happy moments, right? So don't despair too much about what this other thing was. Focus on how to create these moments. Okay? We don't have to regret the path we were on. Because again, that's back to our death card. We're wasting time regretting something or feeling bad about something or being mad about it. No, let's just get on to the love. Let's just get forward to the abundance. Let's keep the party going. Let's get to the celebration. Right? We waste too much time lamenting the past, and this death card catches up to us. Yeah. This is a big win for you. It may not feel like it now, but it's going to feel great. All right. Now we're going to do an extended reading as well if you want to stick around. There's a link up in the corner. There's one down below. New readings for Libra Wednesday and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.